Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Freelance Friday podcast. You guys asked for it, so I'm delivering the monthly edit. The monthly edit is meant to give you all of the stories that you need to know about marketing, whether you're a freelancer, an entrepreneur, a small business owner, a content creator, etc. And this recurring series is brought to you by my in-person marketing event, The Marketer's Edit. You can go to themarketersedit.com to learn more. I'll tell you a little bit more later in the episode, but if you want to learn about entrepreneurship, about marketing trends, updates, that is going to be the place to be. It's kicking off in November 2026 in New York City. You got to check it out. In the future, for these episodes, I'm going to bring on some of our speakers actually to share some of their favorite stories and some of their favorite trends, things that are happening in the marketing world. But today I'm running the show solo. So let's hop into the first story. This is a big deal, and this is truly hot off the presses. I got a message from one of my friends actually on WhatsApp today with this link to click on a YouTube thing and be able to DM with him on YouTube. So that is back. YouTube DMs are back. They had these back in the day, back when I first started YouTube in 2012, 2013, whatever that was. And it looks like they scrapped the private messaging feature in 2019, but they decided to reintroduce them. Now, here's the catch with the new DM feature. Recipients need to consent to receiving DMs from the party in question before they can send. So as opposed to like Instagram, you can pretty much DM everybody. There are some privacy features that you can set up if you're a more public figure to, kind of filter your messages or turn them off to people, but most people can just DM any account. Well, YouTube is making it so that you have to actually connect with the person in advance and send through this sort of consent link, which is what I got from my friend D today. A YouTube blog post highlights the update, and it alludes to a new messaging icon, which users will be able to tap on if they want to send DMs. They said, our community loves to share videos with their friends and family, and we want them to be able to do it in one place. Today, we're starting to expand our in-app video sharing and messaging feature to the US and other global locations, so more users 18 and older can connect over their favorite videos directly on YouTube. A couple of things that I think are really important to note there. Number one, 18 and older, right? We know that social media can get a little dicey for the young people, a little sketchy, right? So I do actually really love that. And I also think it's interesting. This is essentially just a counter to TikTok, right? And Instagram. So much of social media has gone dark. We've talked about that trend a lot. I have, at least, that a lot of what's going on in the social media space is happening in DMs, happening in text messages and WhatsApps, right? I very rarely comment on an Instagram reel or a YouTube short or share it, like repost it, but I'm often texting it to my friends. I'm often DMing it to them. And so it makes sense that YouTube, particularly since they've been spending so much more time and, investments, money, all the things on YouTube shorts and trying to compete with TikTok and Instagram, it makes sense that they are rolling this out so we can share shorts with each other essentially. So what do you think about this one? Let me know down in the comments. Okay, speaking of video, LinkedIn is going all in. I feel like we say this all the time. I feel like LinkedIn is always saying that they're going all in on creators and video. They have launched a marketplace though this time. So let's see if it actually sticks. No shade to LinkedIn. It's just like, I feel like they've been trying for a while to really tap into this sort of new creator economy. And this article from Business Insider says that LinkedIn's stepping up its pitch to creators with a new marketplace. So that's a new section within its ad platform to help advertisers identify creators relevant to their sectors and desired audiences. Creators can choose to opt in to share their contact information with brands and showcase their best posts. And then advertisers will be able to boost that creator content featuring their brands through that backend dashboard. So this is great if you are a marketer who works in the B2B space or just any professional services or anything like that. Like I always say it, right? The data supports it. We've went through Metricool data that has showed like LinkedIn has some really premium industries on there. LinkedIn is a big missed opportunity, I think, for a lot of people. And yeah, I'm all about it, right? I think it's great. And I think that creators can definitely work with brands on there. So that's exciting to see. I actually did one of my first LinkedIn brand campaigns. I didn't really even realize it was going to be a LinkedIn brand campaign. It was my Reddit ad. I did a Reddit post on Instagram and they asked me to cross post it on LinkedIn, and they actually ended up boosting it as an ad. So I'm getting a bunch of comments now on the Reddit post, which is kind of fun. It's nice that I have that experience now because I've never really done a paid ad on LinkedIn. And it seems like people are receptive to it. I think sometimes when you do ads on a platform that people aren't as used to seeing ads on, it's like a little nerve-wracking, but for me at least, it seems to be generating buzz and it makes sense. The Reddit ad was about B2B advertising, so that's exactly where it needs to be. By the way, I want to take a quick second for our sponsor, Metricool. Metricool is my favorite social media marketing tool. They enable me to schedule all my social media posts, analyze my post performance, and even plan out campaigns with their new campaign feature and so much more. They also allow you to run ads right through the platform. So it's a truly all-in-one marketing tool for freelancers, marketing agencies, entrepreneurs, small businesses, just anybody with a personal brand, which is like everybody nowadays, right? So be sure to use my code Latasha, that's Latasha, and use the link down in the description or the show notes to try Metricool out totally free. They've got premium plans that you can get 30 days free of with my code. They've also got an amazing free plan that's free for anybody, anytime. So be sure to check them out and let me know what you think of them down in the comments. Next story I want to talk about is a big one. This is a big one. Oh, Meta. Meta has launched Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp subscriptions. A subscription version of the platforms. Let's see what's in here. I don't even know. I just saw the headline and was like, we got to talk about this. So for a few dollars per month, consumers subscribing to Instagram Plus, which is $3.99 a month, Facebook Plus or WhatsApp Plus, Facebook Plus is $3.99, WhatsApp Plus is $2.99 a month, will gain access to extra features like profile customization, super reactions, and story insights, among other things. Let's see. In the announcement, this article is from TechCrunch, by the way, Meta's head of product, Naomi Gleit, noted that more fun features will be added in the future. Let's see what the announcement says. Sorry, TechCrunch. Let's go directly to the source here. Oh, it's a video. Okay.
We're starting with plans that give people who use Meta AI more to work with, more capacity, bigger, more complex requests, and more room to create. For businesses and creators, we're offering premium tools that allow you to enhance presence, supercharge content, automate tasks, and protect your brand.
It looks like they're going to all start coming together under a new name as well called Meta One. So that's pretty interesting. They do clarify that Plus plans do not replace Meta Verified. So if you have the blue check, you pay for that. This is a different thing. Yeah, the idea is to provide additional features for power users who want more from their social media apps. Oh, this is kind of interesting. The ability to see how many people have rewatched your story in aggregate, as well as the ability to create unlimited audience lists for stories beyond the close friends option. That's kind of cool. I've thought about that before of like, it would be nice to be able to have like a customers list for brands, like you could have like VIP, like top spenders. You could have people who've attended your event, like for the marketers edit, right? I could have people who've signed up to join the event and I can like post little behind the scenes previews. Users will also be able to spotlight a story once a week for additional views, extend a story beyond 24 hours, preview a story without showing up as a viewer. Oh, so if you want to stalk people. So I don't know, lots of new features. I mean, would you pay for that? I'm still in the camp where I just don't know that I would pay for a social media app, but I do think, this is something I talk about a lot. It's something that I've talked about a lot with my friend Rye on our second podcast, which is on hiatus right now. But we've talked a lot about how at some point, these social media platforms are going to have to start charging because we're getting access to audiences for free. And as much as I don't like that, I do think it is kind of the way of the future. So who knows? Would you try it? Let me know. Here's an announcement from Google. This was all over my threads and my Reddit a couple of days ago. Well, I guess it's been more than a couple of days now that I'm looking at the date, but okay. Google is entering what they call a new era for AI search. They say, We're bringing our advanced model capabilities to search with new AI features, enabling you to use agents just by asking a question. We're also introducing a new intelligent AI-powered search box, marking its biggest upgrade in over 25 years. So something that I don't know, this is kind of like, let's see, Google AI search. Let's see what the streets are saying about this, because this is coming directly from Google. This Futurism article says that DuckDuckGo installs are spiking as Google is looking to replace search with AI. DuckDuckGo is an alternative. It's kind of like a Google alternative. It's very privacy friendly. So it looks like instead of links, Google is looking to push users down an AI chatbot rabbit hole. That's despite the tech's glaring shortcomings. Okay. Basically, they've made it abundantly clear, Google, that it's looking to leave behind the search pages of yesterday, featuring hyperlinks to online content and replacing them with a reimagined and AI-powered intelligent search box. So, yeah, one of the things that I was seeing on threads about this is people were like, oh my gosh, SEO is dead. What do? We've been optimizing our websites for SEO. And, I think we all probably knew that this was coming. And what is it called? There's like an AI SEO. What is that called? GEO? Maybe it's GEO, like GPT or AI SEO. I don't know. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Anyway, really, it's kind of the same thing as SEO, right? I get screenshots all the time saying, hey, ChatGPT brought me to your website or your YouTube channel or whatever. And it's all the same thing. It's because of keywords. It's because of, content that performs well. And ChatGPT or AI platforms are pulling that in the same way that a search engine would, really. So I think creators, don't panic. I think probably keep doing what you're doing. Now, whether or not you feel a certain way, the DuckDuckGo article says about AI slop or whatever, that's a completely different story. And I don't know much about Google's SEO or their AI, because I'm just old and I just use the traditional search. But it seems like it's something that we should all kind of start to get used to, those of us who work in the marketing industry or whatever. But I'm curious your thoughts about it. I mean, yeah, we all knew this was coming, right? We all knew that eventually SEO was probably going to overtake Google. So I guess it's that time has come. All right. So those are the big stories from the social media platforms that I'm seeing. Let me know if there's anything that you've seen that you would like to chat about, or shall I say yap about. Let's go into some creator trends and just kind of industry trends that I'm seeing that I'm excited about. The first of which is Yap Content, of course. I just got to say, I do hate the name. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm being weird, but I don't like Yap. I feel like let's just talk. Let's just chit chat. Maybe that's me telling my age, because I'm of the age of YouTube where we called it chit chat, get ready with me videos. But anyway, there's this creator. Her name's Jessie Jean. Never heard of her before until a week ago. Apparently, she had a $1.2 million launch, if I'm not mistaken. That's what the streets are saying, at least, AKA threads. And her launch was just a challenge to people to start creating Yap content, which is basically just the little tiny microphone, the short form vertical video, talking to the camera content. And I think this is really, really interesting. Number one, it's encouraging for those of us who are in the online business space. There was a lot of discourse about, I can't believe she made $1 million off of something as simple as that. Listen, I'm girl, do your thing. As long as she's delivering. I don't know what the inside of this challenge looks like. I don't know how robust or detailed it is, but as long as she's delivering and her clients are happy, I say more power to you, sister. But I think it's encouraging because a lot of creators, myself included, are seeing a slower, a slowing of online course sales. People are just consuming content in different ways. And I think a lot of people are trying to figure out how to still monetize expertise or coaching products or things like that. And it seems like this is a really cool idea, a challenge, right? People want to be pushed into action, I think. And this is something I'm seeing a lot too with my clients is they don't just want to learn, they want to do. they want to do. So keep that in mind if you are an online educator or coach or a creator or whatever. Like, how can you get people into a challenge? How can you get them moving? And the other thing that's interesting about this is it just tells a story of how people are relating to content and creators nowadays. And listen, I've been saying this for years now that, like, I talk about comfort creators, I talk about vlogging, I talk about the power of storytelling. It's all very similar. Now, of course, I'm not taking anything away from Jessie and saying, I know I've been saying this. No, she's clearly packaging it in a way that's resonating with people. But yeah, even for me, I've been talking about this a lot. If you haven't noticed, my last few videos on my YouTube channel have been vlogs, and it's because that's what people have been responding to. That's what people have been asking me for. And frankly, that's just what's felt lighter and more just better, for lack of better words, for me and where I'm at in my life and where the world is at right now. I think people just want like a calm to their nervous system. They want relatability. They want to just chat, like they're chatting with a friend. So yap it up. Like just consider that if you are a creator or a business owner and you're finding it hard to get engagement, consider like just stripping it all away. I mean, like not your clothes. Don't do that. Stripping all of the extra stuff away, all of the fancy cameras, all the fancy microphones, and just like yapping and just, seeing what happens. This was also an interesting article about Phoebe Bridgers. You guys, one of my claims to fame is I saw Phoebe Bridgers before many people knew who she was. I saw her open for my favorite artist, Conor Oberst, in my hometown, Kalamazoo, Michigan. This was, I think, 2016, if I'm not mistaken. It was before she even released her first album, Stranger in the Alps. And I actually got to meet her after the show. She signed a 7-inch that I lost, which is crazy. It's crazy that I lost it. But anyway, she's become this huge star since. She's released 2 albums since then and a couple with Boy Genius, a supergroup she's in. Anyway, she's gearing up to release a new album, which is long awaited. And these little flyers started popping up in all of these random small towns, mostly in the South, announcing these shows, these phoneless Phoebe Bridgers shows that I think the tickets are $20 to get them. First come, first serve. You got to be in line at 12 p.m. to get them. And she had this whole like little mini tour, and it ended at Madison Square Garden, $1 tickets. I think she also sold some more premium tickets for like $20, but tickets started at $1. They were donated to charity. It was a really cool like guerrilla marketing campaign to announce this new album. And as far as I know, I mean, I follow her on Instagram. I still haven't seen her like post anything on her feed. She still has nothing as her profile picture. But yeah, it's very interesting to see how you can have such a successful large scale event. She's doing stadiums and arenas, I think, which is crazy because again, she was like this indie darling opening for one of my favorite indie darlings. It's wild and happy for her for sure. But yeah, very interesting to see that like you don't need this huge social media campaign to do marketing, right? And the tool that I'm loving this month is Metricool. Like I said, they are sponsoring today's episode. You can use my code Latasha at the link in the description to get 30 days free on any of their premium plans. They just rolled out a new campaign feature as well as what they're calling Metricool Studio. I'm going to do videos on them coming up here very soon because they are very robust. They enable you to group together your different social media posts and analyze them. So for example, for the Marketer's Edit, I am able to select all of my posts that I've made about the Marketer's Edit, create a campaign called the Marketer's Edit, and analyze how that content is performing against, let's say, my podcast content, against, let's say, my personal content. Or, we talked about Yap Content, right? I could separate vlogs from podcasts on YouTube and analyze them head to head, not just in terms of number of views, right? Because that's just like one statistic, that's one data point. But I also might look at engagement. I might say, okay, yes, the podcasts get more views because they're more clickable, SEO friendly titles, but the vlogs are getting a crap ton of comments and shares and engagement. So that is really cool. We love Metricool. Thank you for sponsoring. Link down below. And lastly, I'll just say thank you to the Marketer's Edit for sponsoring the monthly edit. You can visit themarketersedit.com to check out everything you need to know, dates, venue details, and of course, tickets. We're still in our early bird sale, so tickets are as low as $149 to get access to the main event on Saturday, November 7th. This is going to be a full day of marketing focused content. We're kicking things off in the morning. I'm going to open things up with a really fun group activity so we can all get to know each other. And then we're going to go into a series of different speakers and activities to not just learn about business. Yes, we will be learning together, but we will actually also be doing and meeting and networking and getting together. It's going to be so much fun. And then we're going to wrap things up with a fun party. We're going to be eating New York style pizza, maybe singing a little karaoke, taking some pics, hanging out, enjoying some mocktails from my favorite mocktail company, Curious Elixirs, and so much more. So please join us in New York. It's going to be a blast. There's also an optional day 2 for our VIPs where you'll be able to get things like professional headshots, a custom workshop with me, one-on-one time with me, and other marketers, edit, speakers, and so much more. So thank you so much for tuning in to the first episode of the Monthly Edit. Let me know if you have any questions or which of these stories piqued your interest, and be sure to check out the links down below for more on the sponsors. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.